is it that all successful relationships have in common? Would you like to know the secrets to a long lasting relationship?
Welcome to the Seymone and Tasha show. I'm your host, Seymone.
And I'm Tasha.
Welcome, guys. Tasha, what is it that we're talking about tonight? We're talking about secrets to long lasting relationships. Let's get it, because I'm trying to keep it going forever. Let's go. What are the secrets, Tasha?
So one of the secrets is in the relationship, you need to be curious but not critical.
So one of the things is you're saying is to try not to criticize your partner so much.
Correct. Because what happens is, I think it's where individuals are wired different, which is understandably so, because we're all different individuals, and we have to focus on the strengths of that individual. And sometimes we focus, but we focus on the negative. Exactly. And so it turns critical.
Yeah.
Versus playing up each other's strengths.
Yeah, guilty, y'all. I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty of that, and I have to apologize 10 times for that, because I'm so guilty of that. You know, when Tasha and I first met, of course, when you first meet somebody, everything is lovely.
Of course,
and it's like you don't see any faults or anything with them at all. Everything is just perfect. You just flowing.
The honeymoon phase.
And then when the honeymoon phase comes to an end, whether it's 3 months, 4 months, a year, or whatever it is,
right?
When that honeymoon phase comes to an end, y'all, if the person ain't perfect, then you start seeing the imperfections. And when you see those imperfections, that is when your criticism comes out.
Right. And just nobody's perfect.
And I think human nature, I think, makes us all have a little judgment. Makes us all
I agree.
Judgmental. Human nature. I think that's it. I think we can all claim that if there's somebody who could say, I have never judged before in my life, let me know. But then, like I'm saying, when that honeymoon phase ends, then that judgment comes out. Tasha, did you feel that? Like when our honeymoon phase ended, did you look at me and be like, God dang?
You have I can definitely say that that's where you start to see where the person is wired different than you are, and you notice that everybody's an individual and you move a little different.
She's so politically correct. So
I mean, it's true when you think about it. I mean, the more you get to know somebody, you learn their behaviors and how they're wired, and their expectations.
But then I'm saying, y'all, when the honeymoon phase came to an end, and then Tasha and I were living together and all that kind of stuff, and then I started seeing things, and I'm like, certain things I wasn't used to. I'm from New York. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I wasn't used to a Southern way, or I wasn't even used to the Southern dialects. So when we were in the honeymoon phase, for some reason,
listen to this now for us that's from the South.
Nothing against the South. I love it. I've been in the South for years, but I wasn't used to the dialect. I wasn't used to just the way the words were put together. I wasn't used to it. In the honeymoon phase, I didn't notice it. So there's some things you might not notice in the honeymoon phase, y'all. But when you come out of that honeymoon phase and you start noticing things, you got to take a step back. Because when I noticed it, it took me back. And I was like, Tasha, and trying to correct the language. I'm trying to correct the language of a region. I'm trying to correct the language of years of talking a certain way, so on and so forth, because I didn't know any better. I was tripping, y'all. So I'm trying to save y'all from getting cussed out. I'm trying to save you from losing a relationship. I'm trying to save you that when you first meet somebody, and you get past that honeymoon phase,
right?
You need to breathe. You need to pause before you just jump in on the criticizing and all of that. You need to realize that this is the same person that I fell in love with. This is the same person that I wanted to be with so bad. But now I notice she talk a certain way.
Yeah.
Or now I notice, wait a minute, she dress a certain way. Or whatever it is that you notice that's different from what you are used to. You gotta Pause, right, Tasha?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's funny. When me and Seymone met, I'm a girly girl. And so I like my heels and some makeup and, the jewelry, the bling, girly girl, the matching purse, the shoes, all the things that, girly girls like. And so Simone was the complete opposite, which is okay. That was one of the reasons I was, attracted to her. However, and I don't remember when Simone told me this, but she was like, "You are not anyone that I would have ever dated." And she was in that time just talking about like the way that I was dressing. Nothing necessarily wrong with it, but he just wasn't used to it, like the stilettos and the makeup and the wigs or the weaves or whatever. She just wasn't used to that.
Because y'all know I had been in the Marine Corps, so in the military, when I was in the military, the women, like, either you dress like me or you dress kind of like, like different, a little different, but it wasn't that much different. So we were all kind of similar in how we dressed. Somebody might be like stronger, more like have more masculine energy or something like that. But we weren't that much different in the way we dressed. And I wasn't used to like the makeup, and I wasn't used to the heels, but it was something that I liked once I got used to it. But initially I wasn't used to it, and I wasn't used to the Southern, dialect and so on and so forth. I definitely got used to that right away. But yeah, the things that I was telling Tasha was that if I had seen her out somewhere, I wouldn't have, thought that, that her and I would have ended up together. I don't know. Don't make me explain all that. Don't make me explain all that. Don't make me explain all that. But Tasha,
Yeah.
but we're just saying, what's the point? What's the point we're trying to make?
Basically, just be, curious about that individual and play up on, that person's strengths.
Yeah.
And so, like Simone said, she wasn't necessarily used to the makeup and things of that nature. And it's not always something negative either, guys. Just keep that in mind.
It wasn't like negative. It was just maybe like Tasha was talking about being wired differently. You're wired differently. So kind of be curious about the person that you're with. Talk to them about, why do you do this way? Or why is this that way? Not in a nagging, judgmental way, but just in a way that you want to know.
Right.
You really want to know more about your partner or know more about the person that you're pursuing.
Right.
But don't judge, because we come from a big world.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. And so just being with Simone, like I learned that, since her background was, former military, she has a certain way of doing things. Like I'll give you guys an example. Her closet, you guys.
Oh, my military sisters, y'all know like about it. How we got to do it.
Her hangers are like all the same color, which mine are too.
They
okay,
have to
fine.
Be the same color.
But her hangers are like a certain distance apart from one another.
They have to be spaced equal distance from each other. Y'all know that.
Organization going on in that closet, which I ain't mad at. I love it. It's nice. It's neat. My closet on some days is organized, but it's organized chaos. I know where everything is, but if Simone goes there, she is like, what is going on right now? But I'm like, don't touch it.
Yes. But now
everything is.
So initially, like I would have looked at that, and instead of being curious, I was more critical, and I would look at this like, what's going on here, because that's not what I'm used to from just my natural upbringing, being raised in the military. I would say raised. I say raised in the military because I went there young. So, and I was still very impressionable. So everything that was instilled in me in boot camp and going forward, was instilled in me.
Right.
Deep instilled in me, still is.
Right. And the reason I can appreciate Simone, and that's one of her strengths. Like, I wasn't the most organized person. That's probably something that, I strive to work on like daily. And so being with Simone, that has helped me, like to see her closet like that in her space has helped me, little by little to keep myself organized and keep things a certain way, so that's definitely a strength that she has that has helped me, a little bit more organized.
We don't take for granted at all. I don't take for granted at all that I've come a long way. It's been 10 years, and now I could stay in my area, stay in my closet, and Tasha could do whatever she wants with her closet, and I'm not going to say a thing, because that's her closet, So these things that we're talking about, these are the secrets to maintaining, a relationship, to keeping a relationship going for a long time.
Right.
And this was the first one.
Right.
Just don't be so critical. Find out from your partner. Like if she didn't know I was in the military, she might have thought, God dang, what's wrong with her? If she didn't know that it was just, it was just a person I don't know, you have to, and even if I wasn't in the military and I learned this in childhood because maybe my parents were military and did things like this, then her being curious and finding out the origin of why I do what I do, or me finding out the origin of why she does what she does. Maybe she just want to be free flowing. Maybe she has strict parents who made her like have things all perfectly and neat. So now she's like, no, I'm doing what I want. I'm gonna have my closet how I want it, But these are things this is the first secret to a long-lasting relationship. Tasha, what is the next one?
So the next one is be careful, but not crushing. And so keep in mind, guys, when you're in a relationship, it's not always me, 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 me.
Right.
In a relationship, it's like us, we, that type of vibe.
And be careful not crushing is like talking about not saying something that you can't take back.
Absolutely.
Not hurting that person's so much that you break their spirit.
Right.
And one thing that Tasha and I did when we first got together, there's certain rules that we did have because there's, I came out, I told y'all from an abusive relationship, and certain things could be triggers once you haven't worked through that.
Right.
So even though I worked through that, I still knew what I did not want to experience in a relationship, such as yelling, fighting, things like
exactly.
that.
Hitting, So those are definitely non-negotiables.
Right. So when we met, I told Tasha, no yelling in this relationship. No, take that squeaky yell. You know how we're girls all squeaky with it. Now take that out your voice. We ain't yelling in this relationship. We just gonna have conversation.
Right.
If something's not right, we have conversation. And I said, and especially y'all know we have kids. And I was like, especially we're not gonna fight in front of the kids.
Right.
So Tasha and I, we didn't fight. We don't fight.
No.
We just talk it out.
Yep. So the key here is basically you guys, work together, and that way you come strong, you become stronger,
You become stronger together, and you set the rules together and be respectful. It's like a matter of respect, isn't it,
yes.
Tasha?
Yes.
Where you really respect the other person.
Yes.
It's called like fair fighting, where you would never call. Tasha has never heard me call her out of her name. I have never,
not at all,
done that. Call her out of her name, and I wouldn't. And it's like
vice versa,
right? It's like I wouldn't do anything to push her to that point, and I don't think she would do anything to push me to that point.
Right?
Right. We talking about how you keep a relationship lasting, y'all, a long time. How you have a long-lasting, successful relationship. And these are the four qualities. These are the four things that need to be in place. So if you got a girlfriend, you cursing her out, you calling her the B word, y'all fighting and all of that. That's not
acceptable.
It. That's not it. And that's not going to last. That's not sustainable, y'all. It is not going to last treating somebody like that. You got to treat her like a queen. She got to treat you like a queen, king, whatever.
Right.
Because it's not going to last if you don't have that respect.
Nope, not at all.
You got to have that respect, y'all. All right.
So the next one, you guys, is ask and don't assume. So anytime there are issues in a relationship, you guys need to discuss them. You can't just assume anything. A lot of times we, assume different things, like your partner should know this or they should know that. And it's like, you can't, assume that they know everything. They're not inside your head. So you definitely have to share your thoughts or, your feedback with them because they don't know. So don't assume that, oh, my partner should know this. Oh, my girlfriend should know that. That's not true.
You got to express yourself.
Yeah, you definitely have to tell them because you may think they knew. And then when you talk to them, they're like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, because we have friends who say, oh, they're in a relationship, and then they tell us, this one, she doesn't talk to me. She talks, but I don't really know what's going on with her. you have to keep those lines of communication open so that your partner will know what's going on with you and be there to support you in whatever is going on.
Right.
That's key.
And the one thing to speak to that, Seymone, transparency is key.
Transparency.
And the one thing I will say to that is, if that person is really into you and they really love you like they say they do, you should be able to share whatever you have going on, whatever you've been through. That shouldn't whether they're, they shouldn't unlove you once you tell them X, Y, and Z or share, something with them.
Because we're not talking about a fly-by-night relationship, y'all. We're not talking about your second date. We're not talking about your third.
Right.
We're talking about once you have committed to a relationship, these things should be in place. We're talking about respect. We're talking about communication.
Right.
We're talking about dignity. We're talking about not breaking somebody's spirit, y'all. We're talking about two people holding each other up, and helping each other through the journey of life, y'all. That's what we're talking about. That's how you keep a long-lasting relationship.
That's it.
It's like this one. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one, you guys, is make sure you guys are connecting and before correcting. And so, everybody in relationships, we all have lives as far as daily stuff that we do. Go to work, come home, or if you work from home, you do the laundry, you cook. It's like your life is on a repeated cycle.
Yeah.
But you do have to make sure that that's all you guys are doing. Make sure that you're doing more than that every day. So,
adding spice or
some type of fun to the relationship. Right. Don't just routine every day, do the same thing day in, day out, work, come home, come home, do the dishes, go to bed, do laundry, take care of the kids. You have to make sure you, you said, keep it spicy, fun, date nights, random trips.
Cause I'm like the person, I like to have fun.
Yeah, me too.
We like to
weekend getaways. Yeah.
Or we like to just go to Walmart. Walk around.
Yeah, no. I mean, guys, fun, it could be the littlest things. Sometimes it could just be a matter of you and your partner going to the park and taking a walk.
Yeah.
Just to step away from the home scene.
Yeah.
And change up your environment. Or it could be a weekend getaway, just a random weekend getaway. Me and Seymone love to travel.
Love it.
Whether it's on an airplane or we jump in a car.
Yep. We'll take the road trip. We will take
road trips. I mean, and it could be just random, just nothing planned. We just get in the car and say, let's go X, Y, Z.
And that's where compromise comes in the fun things you want to do. Because when I first met Tasha, she's like, nope, I'm not going on any long road trips and all this and that. So now we go on long road trips and she's trying to drive. She's driving 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people change. There's compromise but yeah, just keep everything above board, keep the lines of communication open,
Yeah, definitely.
Keep the lines of communication open.
When you really love somebody, that's part of the relationship. You do compromise.
Yeah.
And it's not always a bad thing. Compromise is a good thing. I mean, you make it work in both for, you guys' favor.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Put some comments down there. And if you have questions, put it in the comments. Remember, we got the community where you can get come in there and have more insights. And also we have weekly calls. So join the community and we can go deeper and get deeper, help you keep those relationships together. If you're single, hey, we got the Single to Soulmate, how to manifest your soulmate, y'all.
Oh, sounds
so come on. Join the community. It's all in there.
And put in the comments, you guys, if you felt like this, information was valuable to you and if it was helpful. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Because we want to debunk the myth that women who are together can't stay together. We can stay together, y'all.
Absolutely.
We're going to have love.
You got to want it.
Together. You got to want it. Love will keep us together. So, hey, remember to like,
subscribe,
and hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell so that you can get all the episodes when they come out on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. and
then Thursdays
at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when they come out, y'all. All right, y'all. See you next time.
Have a good night.